Alright, what's up guys? So we're back for Side Hustles Part 2. This one here is less online focused and more focused on things that you could do that you actually enjoy doing, let's put it that way. So your hobbies, turning that into a side hustle, whatever else, like going around neighborhoods. So we'll be discussing a lot more of those items. So yeah, without further ado bro, what are some ideas or some side hustles that you had in mind? I know we've had this conversation quite a few times, but I think let's give them a few that they could possibly use.
Back again, another episode. So straight into it, dog. I think one that I found quite interesting is Cowash, right? The whole idea of washing cars and earning a bit of money, but with a bit of a twist. Not the typical, you go to a car wash. Sort of, why not walk around your neighborhood? Because many times people are, especially on weekends, people are just chilling. The indoors, the cars are dirty, sometimes the kids are lazy to even wash or they're too young to wash. So instead of actually going out to a car wash, why not approach or just walk around your neighborhood, go from home to home and offer to wash their cars for them, for a certain price. Obviously it will be cheaper than what you charge at the car wash, so maybe it'd be like maybe 30 or 40 bucks. So try that out. Using convenience as a selling point. People are maybe just chilling, they don't have much going on, it's a nice chilled Sunday, they're preparing for Sundays are very short, so they're preparing for work on Monday. So just wash their cars. It's going to be a bit difficult because there's an element of trust. Not just going to allow anyone to come in, especially with a valuable possession like a car. So learn how to build your trust. Make sure that you use proper equipment. In fact, there's not much equipment that you can use. Basically, it's your bucket, proper material, sponges. Just invest in some proper shit. So now that you mentioned it, it's not going to cost you more than 40 rand for a bucket. Not really.
It's not going to cost you more than 30 rand for a sponge.
And who doesn't have a bucket? You should have a bucket like
some old paint or something.
Exactly.
Definitely have something in the house.
Exactly.
A chamois, that does not cost more than 40 rand. So, looking at those numbers, it's a very low investment.
Low investment,
your parents would give you that, your family members would give you that money if you don't have any funds.
Exactly.
So, simple, get the bucket, pour everything in the bucket. If you have a bicycle, even better. You can cycle around, just keep the bucket on the side, whatever, and you can go door to door.
Exactly, it's like you said, the whole idea of side hustle is obviously something that you use to get some supplementary income or an existing income if you didn't have any. So try it out. Walk around your neighborhood, offer people to wash their cars. Just try it out. It might work, might not work, but make sure that you, obviously, like you said, buy the right material. And also soap as well. I think buy quality soap. I think that might be a thing that might be a bit expensive, but just keep doing that. And then try it out.
So even on that, bro, I think you had a benefit if you stay in an estate or a townhouse complex. Where even a flat where other people have cars, literally almost everywhere. So that could then essentially help you because you just your neighbors already know who you are. They know your parents or whatever the case is. So to build that trust factor wouldn't be too hard. If you see their cell phones in the car, don't steal the cell phone. That's simple. You're here to make money, not to find a quick way out. Right? You need for the long run.
Right. So that's Cowashes, and then another one. Common one is tutoring. So we all know by now what tutoring is. For those of you who don't know, if you are good at a subject or a number of subjects, you can always offer your assistance to kids either in primary, can be high school, even university level is tutoring.
Even like adults, like the adults who actually want to learn. It's a very small handful, but you could approach them as well.
Exactly. So that's also a viable option for those who are quite smart. You can either do it independently, just print out a couple of flyers and pass them around in your neighborhood, or word of mouth, talk to your friends, your family, see who needs help. Just spread the word online, try market yourself online as well.
Most important, I think, online
marketing as well, right? Yeah. So you can either do it face to face, where you actually go to the student's home, or they come to a premises by you, or you can maybe meet at a neutral place like a cafe or a library or McDonald's or whatever the case would be, right? So, or you can do it online as well. There's now online platforms where you can have your sessions online. I know there's a company called Bright Sparks.
Yeah.
And then they just do that. They take a fee and whatnot. If not, you can do it independently via Skype, via Zoom. Now there's Zoom, especially Zoom. Zoom I know has a lot of like interactive features, especially for online learning, like a whiteboard and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that option, go through it as well. Or if you still want to do it face to face, there are companies such as MasterMats, Kip McGrath. I can't think of any right now, but those are the big boys.
Yeah, that you normally see. Exactly. That other one with the Kumon.
It's Kumon, yeah. So it's they employ tutors for particular subjects, and then obviously if there's a student who needs assistance in maths or science, whatever, they call you and then they charge per hour. They get you rated. As an after service, you can always pre-record lessons for your students on maybe subjects that you did, right? Just to make sure that they do understand, or if they do get lost, you can always look at the pre-recorded videos and take it from there as well. Right?
I think it's a good idea, because a lot of the times, like, you have the session or whatever, that's your one service offering, just to expand your service offerings and your skills as well. If you start doing pre-records on a specific, for example, find X for this, sum or whatever. Just do a slow 2-minute clip. This is how the best way to do it, that you for yourself or for the student, and those type of things. But I think just on the flip side of that of the coin is essentially, as a student, you also need to be teachable.
Yes.
Makes sense, right? To be teachable, don't think it's school where you just do whatever you want, but you gotta want to learn something. Also, as a tutor, you need to be able to teach.
Exactly.
I assume, because I mean, it's not for everyone to just go and teach.
You
gotta know how to deal with people as well.
Exactly.
So,
because some students are obviously more using those slower, but they don't grasp concepts as quickly as others. So you need to be more patient with them. So there's a number of skills that you need to develop to become a proper tutor as well. It's not just saying, okay, this is how you do it, and then it's a whole process that you must learn in order to become a proper tutor. I mean, people take it up as careers even. So treat it like that. So learn skills on how to improve and become a better tutor as well. So tutoring.
I quite like that idea, bro. I had another idea in mind. Buy it, fix it, sell it option. Right. So essentially, what I mean by buy it, fix it, sell it is you have a nice little pot plant, right? Obviously with no plants inside. Just have the pot, and it's plain white, for example, right? And what you want to do is essentially buy some spray paint. It's going to cost you about $80. You can find it at Builder's Warehouse or wherever you need to go, and you have $80 just to start spraying this little white pot into something gold. And depending on how you market it, you can then sell it off. So where you had a pot plant at home, just sitting there, spray that gold, sell it for like $100, and done. That's essentially it, bro. So buy, fix, sell, it's got to be something that you enjoy. It does take up time, so you got to have time on your hands as well. So something that I've actually built was a little side desk, if I could call it, made out of old encyclopedia books. So if your parents were those people who collected Reader's Digest books, like way back, and they're not using it by sitting in the cupboard, what I did was I took those books, I put them in a little stack like this, and I sprayed it all black, and I have it now. Well, actually on top I put a bigger book, so that's now my surface where I put all my stuff on. So it's next to my bedside, just filled with books, sprayed black, and I use it now to just keep stuff on the side. So those are the type of things you can do if you're good with your hands as well.
So you basically, like, you buying maybe, like, you don't necessarily buy or can buy or acquire like all the vintage stuff, You can transform them, or you can fix them and then sell it at a
that's it, bro.
At a profit. So it can be literally almost anything.
It could be literally anything, bro. I've seen, like, you know, if you're on Pinterest, for example, there's a lot of creative things on Pinterest if you search for it. So on Pinterest there's quite a few stuff there. I mean, even to make a fireball for your table, you know, you'll find something like that on Pinterest.
And how would you market something like this? Because
so obviously I would start with like my family first, right?
Yeah.
So I'd initially just go to whoever is you know, closest to me, and I know they like this type of things. So I'd go there and I'd be like, listen, I have this for sale. It's about $80. Do you want it? Yes or no? That's simple, right? You can put on your status as well, your WhatsApp status. You can put on your Instagram, Facebook. If I always say, start with your family first and your neighbors. If you don't come right there, move on to social media straight away. Don't waste time. Go on to Facebook Marketplace. You could use that just to sell out your stuff for $80. Delivery fee, you can add that in if you want to. You have to go deliver it somewhere. Let them fetch it. Charge them less. So that's just my marketing strategy.
So key points is you have to be good at the stuff.
I think you gotta be good and you gotta enjoy it as well. I mean, because if you're not someone who likes to spray paint, but first try it, see if it's for you. Don't just like, I'm gonna just stand and spray. You know, like I wasn't someone who enjoyed spray painting or drawing or anything, but spray painting I found quite interesting when I started doing it. Right, because you get used to it after a while. So yeah. So that was the one I had, and the second one I had was playing the middleman. Okay. So no, that's what I call it. I call it playing the middleman. So essentially, it's like, wait, listen, I have this guy who's looking for balloons. Now this is what he's looking for. How much will it cost to do this whole setup? So you tell me it's going to cost 500 rand. I come back. Right. Still, you guys still haven't spoken. I've been the middleman. Come back and like, bro, I can do this for you for 600. So that's it, bro. You like, okay, cool. That's not a bad price. And all I have to do, and I'll even tell you, bro, I'll come deliver it by your house, right? At this fee, because I already made 100 rand in that. So like, bro, I'll do it for 600, and then you still don't know I got it from there, and it only costed me 500. Right, but it's costing you 600. You know, and I've through this process, as I'm playing the middleman, I've made extra $100. Right, and this has happened with a lot of people. I've seen it. I've done it. It's quite simple to just keep people separate and play the middleman. What the problem is with that is it does take up a lot of time. Right, because you're communicating here, and you want an answer now. At the same time, I'm trying to get her to respond to me now, you know. So sending texts, not preferable. Give them a call. So if I'm talking to you, we texting, right? As soon as we're done there, go back, give her a call. This is what I need, right? Because by the time you can wait for texts, it's going to text slow, and by then you'll find someone else. So you got to seize the opportunity as quick as possible. Play the middleman. Make sure that you don't go back and say, all right, let me just go back and ask my supplier, right? Just rather don't respond. Read the message, go back to this person, call them, that's it. Come back and say, it's going to cost this much.
Okay.
Right.
So what if the person wants to communicate with your supplier directly? What's another way of maneuvering around that? So generally, what I would just say is I have a relationship with the person. So they'll give it to me at a cheaper price versus you asking. Even if you say that you've spoken to me, right? They're still going to give you. I'll tell you they're going to give you a shit price, but in reality they'll give you a normal price. But I'll just lie to you because I need to make the 100 rand. Right? It's simple as that. And I mean, as a friend, you're going to support the person. He's your friend, you know. So that's just one way of doing it. So, and then another way is maybe you could make a deal with the actual supplier to say that if I bring customers, you know, could I get a 5%, 10% profit from that? So even though you pay middleman, you're still getting the profit from the original supplier. You know. So I think that's just quite simple, very time consuming. Playing the middleman.
You know, I've seen it. I've seen a lot, bro.
Yeah.
A lot. Like if someone asks me, even for car wash chemicals or chemicals to clean the floors and stuff, like I know you, and I know you supply this.
Yeah.
So literally, when they asked me, I was like, I can get someone for you. I just need to confirm costs.
Yeah.
That's it. And then it's like, okay, cool. I'll wait for you. Give you a shout. This is what I need. Cool. I was like, okay, listen, I can get it for you at 150. You gave it to me for 50 rand, bro.
Yeah.
I'll tell this person I gave it for 150.
Yeah.
That's simple. It can be with strangers, it can be with family.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't matter as long as you know someone as a referral type of thing.
It's a good one. It's a good one. It's very, very easy.
It's so easy, bro. It requires, the best thing about it requires no money from you.
Yeah, just communication.
No money, that's it.
That's a good one. Yeah. Alright, so another one that I think is quite popular now, bro, is photography and videography as a side hustle, right? So this is obviously is dependent on equipment, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a quality camera, high resolution, what with multiple functions, you can obviously look into photography as a side hustle. How you can make money through photography: you can shoot pictures for small businesses. Maybe they're trying to promote a brand or particular product or services.
Yeah.
You can actually shoot for small businesses, because actually I read somewhere that consumers want brands to actually shoot more content for them, so they can look at it online on online platforms as well. So it is a bit of an untapped market, I would say. Right? So shooting for small businesses, you can shoot at weddings, you can shoot at events, right, for a particular company or whatever, then they pay you a certain amount. If you have a space, like say for example a space like this, right, or I know a lot of people have garages now, you can set up a small studio and market that to someone that know, you can come to my studio, say maybe shooting for a like a music cover, right? Cover art for music album, whatever. You can say that I can charge you maybe $300 for unlimited pictures. Then you can maybe design like a nice background or whatever. So if you have a space, you can set up a small studio, charge people a certain fee, and you shoot unlimited pictures for that as well.
I like that idea actually, bro. Because I've never thought of like using, especially if you have a big house, bro, or like you have extra rooms, or whatever the case is. Because like now currently, we're going to be having an extra room in our house. And so, doing that's actually quite great, bro. Like,
bro.
Because all you need is some curtains. Just put some curtains right around. And still a shoot.
Just get nice equipment and then try it out. It's obviously I think you also might need some proper photo editing apps as well. But I think if you are serious about the photography, you should know what the full package is. Another way that I read online is you can actually make money by selling your pictures on Shutterstock. Right. So Shutterstock is a platform that buys pictures from different photographers, right? But obviously the pictures have to be high resolution. And then you end user, you subscribe to Shutterstock, and you pay a monthly subscription, right? To download a certain number of pictures depending on your subscription, and then they pay the photographer.
Alright, cool.
Right? And another way also is through Getty Images. Right, so if you have a Flickr account, so there's a platform called Flickr. So what happens is you can license your pictures through Getty Images. So every time someone downloads or uses your images, they pay you a fee for that. That's cool actually, bro. So do that. So there's other ways. I'm not sure of all the ways, right? If you guys do know others, you can obviously comment others and share. But those are the ones that I found quite interesting as well.
Bro.
So I think if you want to like upskill, I do believe there are photography courses. So that's photography as a side hustle, and then another one that's becoming a bit more. It's always been there, but I think it's maybe gaining more popularity now, which is videography. Videography is becoming more of a popular avenue now for creatives, digital creatives, let me say rather. That is also dependent on equipment as well. So you need proper shooting, equipment, even the additives around the lighting, and depending on the production skill that you are obviously going into as well, right? So how to make money through videography? Much like photography, you can also shoot a sort of like adverts for small businesses, right? Because like I said, consumers do want brands to come out there, you know, to market their products or services, right? So videography gives you that that platform of like, okay, I can maybe shoot a video, even if it's a small clip, small production clip that shows what the product does or what the services does, and then you can, you know, use that as a marketing tool. Marketing is very cheap nowadays, you know.
It is.
You can literally market anywhere, online, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all those platforms. So use those small clips for that, and then you can obviously charge a fee. Right? You can obviously brand yourself. You can actually turn into a full-blown business as a content house. You know, a videographer. You can brand yourself as someone who does small adverts for small businesses, right? You can do videos at weddings as well. I think that's also a very popular one. You know,
very popular.
Really ways that you know, looking back and reflecting on the night that was, you know, amazing. So you can also brand yourself as a videographer for weddings, and, you know, offer packages, all those things as well.
So just on videography, bro. Some ideas that I've also had in terms of that was also your drones, using drones.
Yes, exactly.
So
it's actually becoming popular.
Yeah, it's so popular actually, bro, because even in like the property industry, you actually see them take pictures from that angle. So it gives you a view of the property from the top as well. Just so you can see the roof or whatever you're looking for. But I think it's very popular, especially at parties, bro. If you have parties, or you go to a live event, that and you're able to use your drone there and get some good quality videos. You're able to sell that content
as well,
back to the company as well, if they want to use it for marketing purposes.
That's actually that's dope.
So I found that one like amazing, especially, I mean, if you're trying to brand yourself. You know, investing in that would really be beneficial. Obviously your drone's got to have a good quality camera. There's a lot out there, and some of them have really crappy cameras. So just make sure they have good quality cameras, and you can start with that.
So videography, it's a very it's an up and coming market that I think if you have the means to, why not go into it as a side hustle, or even you know, as a fully fledged business as well. You know, try it out. There's even now, I mean, I think we would love a videographer for YouTube channel, YouTube videos as well, you know what I mean? Because I think that's also another avenue. YouTube videos are on the rise, so videographers will be somewhat in demand, you know.
And I mean, like with YouTube videos, bro, it's not so popular here. In South Africa, you know, if you're able to if you have the skills or you have the equipment, you know, then you know, someone wants to start a channel, you can always approach them and say, listen, I have this equipment, I have these skills.
I know how to do.
You know, I can do the videography for you at this fee or whatever the case is.
Because I think people appreciate quality. So if you come with something creative, fresh ideas, proper quality, then videography might also be a nice avenue, because it's not only videos or small adverts. You can even go as far as shooting music videos, you know, for artists as well. If you have, obviously, like I said, the means to do so, you know, if you have proper equipment, even if you have your own, say production house, like a camera crew and whatnot, you can by all means go into music videos as an element of videography as well. So videography, photography, it's dependent on the equipment, and also upskill, learn courses. I'm sure there's also courses on videography as well. Do that as well to improve your skills on those things, and remember to brand yourself as well to market these things that you do. Another one that I think is also quite doable is reselling products, right? So what I mean by that is, you say in your community, or at your workplace, or at school, or even amongst your friends and family, right? Identify certain products that are in need. Right? I wouldn't say in demand too much, but that are in need. It can actually be anything from clothes to food, any consumables really, right? You identify them, and then you find a supplier, right? You find a supplier that provides these products, and you buy them. You can either rebrand them yourself, or you can sell them as is at your own profit. Right. So there's a lot of suppliers for a number of other things. For example, if you want maybe clothes, for example. You can always go to your small street or anywhere, Fordsburg, Oriental Plaza, your Chinatown, you buy clothes and you go to a certain market and you add your markup and you sell those clothes.
Yeah, right. I've actually done this, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when I sold toilet paper.
Exactly, yeah.
So, because I started working that time, right, so there was already people around me, and you know, toilet paper being a need, you know, we started with that. Quite tiring, I won't lie, because remember, you have to have a lot of capital to start, because you have to buy the stuff, right? So you buying and then you just reselling. Exactly. So I used to go buy from the factory, come back. So this was a tiring process. So afterwards, after buying from the factory, I come home. It's just unfortunately where I stay, it's the areas, you know, it's not the greatest. So you'd have to then unpack, offload all the toilet paper into your house. Or into a secure garage, and then in the morning, just before you leave for work, whatever orders you have, just pack that back into the bucket, and then then I go to work, resell it. You know, it was really great because you're making a profit at the same time you're getting your capital investment back. Right? So I've actually done it. It was tiring, but it was exciting. It really helps you get to learn how to sell. Comfortable selling something.
To that one is you need to make sure that you secure your supplier base, right? Because the moment you tell people where you get your stuff, then it's obviously they're gonna cut you out.
They cut you out.
You understand? So I always think it's important that you find a supplier that's a bit far away from your marketplace. Right? So if I'm selling maybe here in the south, I'm going to look for a supplier in the east or the west. Right. If I'm selling in another province, I would obviously want to source a supplier this side. Nobody really knows.
Makes sense, bro.
Right. So I think that's something you guys can look at. It's literally easy stuff. Like you said, you do need capital, obviously, to buy those things.
Yeah, it just depends what you're selling. I mean, if you're selling pens, if you've seen, there's like a whole bunch of fancy pens now. People collect pens, right? So, you know, the ones with the donut on top, ones with like an ice cream shape type of thing. I mean, those pens go for like what, easy $20 just for one pen. So if you buy that and then you resell it,
to make yourself a profit.
Make a small profit.
Exactly. It's literally you can do it, but like you said, so you can either rebrand it and sell it as your own product, right? Okay. So that's resell. Obviously, you must identify your market. You must know what exactly is needed from them. Do your research on a supplier, on a reliable.
And have a backup as well. Because we stopped doing it because our supplier increased their prices to a point where we couldn't, we weren't making the profit we wanted. And we had no backup. So we literally stopped all operations on supplying toilet paper.
So have a research supplier and also a backup one as well.
100%.
And obviously pricing as well must be quite affordable for you to make enough profit that will be worth your while to actually go through the trouble of doing that whole side hustle as well. I think that's like reselling products.
On reselling products, actually, something that we also fits in that category is flipping cars. Right. So what I mean by that is essentially what you're doing is you have your own car, for example, right, and you want to resell it. Right? Obviously, you want to make some profit off it. So let's say you bought it at 30,000, right? Obviously, there's some work that needs to be done. So you do the main parts to make the car reliable, trustworthy, and then you also add in, let's say, an exhaust system. Right. So you add in a performance exhaust system. You've now added in additional 10,000 to the car, right? So now that you paid 30, you've done some fixes, about 10,000 fixes, 10,000 on adding the performance exhaust. So it's now costing you 50,000. You can resell it for 60,000, right? So that's essentially what flipping a car is. It's like a buy, fix, sell. And here's what you can do in the long run is, so if you've made 10,000 extras, right? So you now have 60,000 rand. What you do then is you take the same 60 and instead of you going to spend it on whatever, you invest it into another car. So you go to your uncle's or whoever who has a car in the backyard that you feel you can, redo.
Yeah.
So you go there, you say, listen, I want to buy this car, and not using it for about 20k. Right, you left it 40k. So you buy the car, you have about 40k. From there, you can add in your own 10,000 if you want to, or you could just, just try and fix it up a bit so that it's something that's usable, right? Fix it up, resell that for about 50k. That's it, bro. 50, 60k. You've then made profit again, and you can continue the cycle to a point where you get to bigger cars.
Yeah.
So where you started with a small car, cost you about 60k. Move on to the next car, cost you about so much. And there's even the idea of trading. I'll give you this car if you can give me that old car, and then you use your funds to do up this old car or whatever. And then that was just the other idea. I actually have a friend who's done this, and I've seen him go through like tons of cars over a good few years. But so he drives it around, whatever, and then he adds in a performance chip on the vehicle, resells it at about 10k extra. So
would you then like maybe buy cars that would probably be in demand?
I think that would be preferable, because it depends how quick you need the money.
Yeah.
If you're a short-term guy, like I need the money like
Fast,
next 6 months or so, then by all means buy a car that's currently trending. Like a Polo or something that's trending here. So buy that, fix it up, resell it. If you're someone who's for a long term, you're not going to be that person who just uses money all the time. So it really just depends what you need the funds for.
That's a good one. Flipping cars.
Yeah, flipping cars. I mean, you also have flipping houses, but that's for a property. I think essentially we could give you guys tons of ideas. We have a whole lot that we discuss, even when we just meet up as just to chill, have a drink, and we discuss these ideas, and it's like, what if we do this? What if we do that? I think the main focus here is focus on one path. Don't try and do everything. That's just what I've noticed with myself is I've tried to focus on like 5 things at one time. It really drains your energy, and you almost lose focus on everything. If I can put it that way. If you're someone who can manage that way, focus on all 5 things then. I'm more of I need to focus on this, and then I'll move to that type of person.
So I think in conclusion. Conclusion. It's like we said, it's just these are some of the side hustles that we found interesting rather, and we thought they were doable. And maybe as a closing statement, maybe I'd say just like my brother said, focus on your strengths as well. Do your research. I also said again that make sure you must understand some of these side hustles are capital intensive, equipment intensive. So but even if you do have the means, you need to make sure that you know how to convert that capital or equipment into actual, regular cash flow. Actually in order to call it a side hustle, or an additional income. So do your research, and just like anything, play the long game. Don't expect to get rich quick thingy, bob. Just
on the final note from my side is, like you said, focus on your strengths. A lot of people tend to get into things that's not to their strengths because they want to learn, which is cool. Learn, but at the same time, if you are good at building houses, then continue building houses. It's a strength. Use it. Not everyone is good at it.
If you have any other ones, comment, share, tag, whatever you guys do, so we can actually spread the word and make sure that any other side hustle that you think is actually a good idea that other people might benefit from, let us know.
Thanks guys, thanks for joining. Stay tuned for the next episode.
Subscribe.